You've likely driven under one dozens of times, but are automated garage gates safe?
In the past 3 years, 2 young boys died after getting stuck on automated gates as they opened, one right here in Orlando. West 2 investigative reporter Anika Hope learned gates have a lot of requirements to stop accidents as they close, but little to no requirements to stop accidents as they open.
Automated gates are powerful. They're meant to make our lives fast, easy, safe. But Sharkia Summers knows those gates are powerful enough to take lives too.
I hope no other kid go through or no other family have to go through the same situation, because it's senseless.
In June 2020, Sharkia's 7-year-old nephew, Diedrich Holt, and his younger cousins wandered from a playground to an automated gate at an apartment complex's garage. According to Sharkia's legal complaint, the garage door had open see-through bars, and Diedrich was standing on the garage door, holding onto the door bars with his hands. The other kids with him began to switch the garage door on and off. The gate rolled up with Diedrich's small head and body, caught, tangled, and crushed inside.
He ended up staying on life support from June the 11th until July the 1st. Of 2020. He had severe anoxic brain damage. We just waited and prayed and hoped that he came out of it, and he didn't, and we didn't want him to suffer anymore.
Sharkia's family had to bury their little boy. She filed a lawsuit against the company that sold the gate.
All I wanted was for this to never happen again to another family.
But less than a year later, 6-year-old Jacob Alexander Joseph got trapped in an apartment garage gate in Orlando.
We got people sitting into us like, oh my God, this happened again. Like, do you see this? And I'm just like, heartbroken, like completely heartbroken.
In a lawsuit filed on his family's behalf, attorneys say at the apartment complex where he lived, Jacob stepped and held onto the bottom of the garage gate's automated curtain. But his family's attorneys say Jacob was still on when the gate started to roll open. Lawyers say no audible alarms went off, no sensors shut the gate down. It kept rolling up, Jacob's body caught. A witness told West 2 at the time he and others tried desperately to reach Jacob until first responders arrived.
I'm going to go through this for a while now. It comes and goes, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I say, I've seen some stuff, but this is a 6-year-old.
Once emergency personnel got Jacob down and rushed him to the hospital, he was placed on life support. But just like Diedrich, Jacob did not survive.
But it broke my heart to know that it happened again to another family.
Brenton Cheney says organizations like the International Door Association, which he's president of, help create standards to prevent tragedies like these. Cheney says every gate is required to have one fail-safe way to stop accidents as it closes. Whether that's sensors that would stop the gate from closing on anything or anyone below.
And that would either be a set of photo eyes down at the bottom, which is an infrared beam that goes across the bottom of the opening.
Or a reversing edge system,
where it would actually come down, come in contact with something, stops the door, and then runs the door back open.
But Cheney says there are no additional requirements to stop entrapment as the gate rolls up. Cheney says the access controls are generally required to be mounted at a certain height so kids can't touch them, and at a specific distance away from the gate so you can't be in contact with both at the same time.
What happens is they put their arm through the gate, and then the gate opens, and then they can't get their arm back out either quick enough or it gets caught.
In Diedrich's case, Sharkia argues in legal filings that the gate company's employee failed to properly install the control switch at the recommended height. But there's generally no requirement for a sensor on the opening cycle. Cheney says it's likely just because more people are hurt when a gate closes on them. But he says the technology is out there.
There are a number of currently available safety devices that could, fairly easily be adapted to take care of the safety features in an open position, an open cycle. And many manufacturers already offer those. It's just not a requirement.
We won't be the first, second, or the last people if they don't put some kind of safety tools in place.
I definitely think that additional safety features in the future will probably be had.
Those who lost a child hope they can at least see a safer future for other families soon.
I just want to let the family in Orlando know that we still thinking about them and praying for them. And we're hoping that we can get some safety measures put in place after all of this.
Anika Hope, West 2 News.
Shakia initially sued owners and operators of the building as well, but is now seeking to drop the case against them. The garage door sales company is seeking to dismiss the case. The judge has not yet ruled. In the Orlando case, which is also pending, the defendants have denied all allegations of wrongdoing and argued in part that their actions were not the cause of the injury. A defendant involved with gate distribution told us, quote, the incident involving Jacob Alexander Joseph was tragic and unfortunate, but they adamantly dispute any responsibility or liability. In both cases, we reached out to all plaintiffs and defendants. Neither lawsuit has yet gone to trial.